Blessed awakened family. Jasmine the Mystic here. Wagwan people. Alright? I'm open alright. So today's question is, what is the soul? So the soul is self-replication of the Supreme Self. What the Supreme Self is doing is making multiple copies of itself. You guys watch that movie, what's that movie called again? The Matrix, with that character that was just making multiple copies of himself. Yes, that's kind of like how it is. So the Supreme Self makes multiple copies of itself, which is the soul. All right. So they are the witness of all the souls. Make personal self, which is the spirit. They create the spirit, and they create the body that the spirit goes into and come into the world to explore the world. So the soul is the true self, right? The parent to the spirit. So the soul manifests the spirit as a fractal of itself, a baby soul or a baby seed, right? So the baby soul is called a spirit. That's right, y'all. So the soul and the spirit write out the destiny of the spirit, right? So yes, the destiny has been pre-written. So the soul now creates the form that the spirit will inhabit, and the spirit goes out on its destiny and do one, carry on and dream and all them things that are go on with the human being them already. So the soul watches the spirit and take care of the unconscious aspect of the spirit, along with, of course, we know about the prana, which the life force energy that holds and keeps the body here, that keeps the heart beating. So when the prana leaves, the soul, the spirit has to go. And then if that happens and the spirit already gave away its soul, can evolve. It cannot even come back into another body because it needs the soul. The soul is the God, the creator, the true self that creates the body. You already have everything equipped within the self that you need. There's nothing to go searching outside for. So the soul cannot return to the supreme without the spirit, right? They're bound together because it's an aspect of itself, and it has to go back whole. It has to go back as a whole. So the spirit cannot find its way out of the dream without the soul. The soul knows the way out of the dream. The spirit doesn't know. Remember, it has limited amount of information because it is a fractal. So the objective for the spirit is to come to self-realization that it is a baby soul, a fractal self. And to be whole, it must merge the fractal spirit back into the soul. And that's all. When you do that, you become enlightened. You wake up from the dream. You know what I'm saying? Wake up from the dream, and you're able to, from that, move on to yourself as being non-dual. You no longer becomes this dual self that we exist in. The soul now becomes non-dual, this non-dual self. But there's stages to get there, because first, before you even get there, you have to give the mind, the ego, the mind back. Because remember, when the soul give a aspect of itself, the fractal, and make the spirit, it also give the spirit a fractal of its consciousness, which becomes the mind. Yeah. So all of this has to be given back to the soul for one to be enlightened, and for one to awake from the dream. Well, that's it, family. So may our beings be happy, may our beings be free, and come to self-realization of the self, who you are, and have self-knowledge, have self-knowing and experience of the self. This is the opportunity that we have right here, right now, to do that. Don't wait for no other time. The time is now. Peace, love, light, and truth. Jasmine the Mystic.